The film opens with a young man named Myron. He is still in high school. He is also around 17 years old. Although still very young, his behavior does not show that of a young man his age. He often goes out of the house, hangs out with his friends, parties, and comes home until morning. Myron has parents named David and Therese, who work as lecturers at a university, and Myron's behavior sometimes embarrasses his parents, because it is clearly at odds with the profession his parents are currently pursuing. Myron is often scolded by his parents. They even often threaten Myron to drop out of school if his attitude is still like that. They ran out of ways to educate Myron, until finally his parents decided to take a long leave, and invited Myron to move to their house in the countryside. And Myron will also be schooled there if he doesn't change. Myron's parents hope that this way, Myron can study better, and he will also be far from bad company. Finally, they all arrived at the house, and indeed the house had not been occupied for a long time, but it still looked decent and comfortable to live in. The atmosphere there was also very comfortable and cool, far from the crowd and very quiet. His parents' hopes were simple, so that Myron would study more seriously and not be easily distracted. His mother patiently guided him every day. One day, when Myron was feeling bored, he decided to go out of the house. That's where he saw his neighbor, a woman in her 70s. Although old, the woman still seemed full of enthusiasm and looked happy. At that time Myron did not dare to greet her. Until a few days later, while relaxing, Myron was called by the woman, and asked him to help take care of the plants in her garden. From here they got to know each other, and the woman's name was Florence. After helping Florence, Myron was invited to her house and relax. Here Myron also found out that Florence lived alone, and her husband had died a long time ago. Finally Myron had a new friend there. Days passed. Myron was continuously taught by his mother, until he was really bored and felt uncomfortable at home. But fortunately there was Florence. Myron went there more often. Even though their age difference was very far, Myron looked happy when he was with Florence. They talked to each other, danced and drank. Even Myron fell asleep there. While Florence, since meeting Myron, began to remember her youth when she was with her husband, those beautiful times came back to her mind. Even Florence imagined it while exercising alone. You know what I mean. Until one night, Myron came back to Florence's house. There they chatted. But when the night started to get late, shocking things happened there. They even made out for the first time. Since then, they were more often together like a couple. They walked together, shopped and did many things together. They were even not ashamed to be seen close even in public. Even the things that had been done that night were also done more often by Myron and Florence. Unlike Myron's parents, they actually had a little argument. At that time David wanted to be intimate, but his wife refused. Long story short, when Myron's mother wanted to leave, she accidentally saw Myron and Florence together in a restaurant. Myron's mother couldn't accept this, she told David, and asked to pick Myron up at Florence's house. Myron's parents also scolded Myron, but Myron said they were just friends and nothing more. In the morning David and his wife met Florence. They reprimanded Florence and reminded her that her age was far from Myron, but Florence looked relaxed and said they were just friends and nothing more. Unfortunately, Myron's parents still couldn't accept this reality. They felt that the initial goal of bringing Myron to the village was to keep him away from bad company. But now it had turned around. Now Myron was in a relationship with a woman who was much older than him. In the end, the four of them were involved in an argument at Florence's house, and finally Myron was banned from going anywhere for a while. But even though his parents had forbidden it, Myron did not lose his mind to be with Florence. He took the equipment in the warehouse, then dug a hole towards Florence's house. During the break Myron covered it with a poster so that his parents would not know what he was planning, while his parents. Naya is pushing rank until glory. Myron keeps digging the hole. In the end Myron succeeds, and every night he uses that path to come to Florence's house, and they make out almost every day. Long story short, Myron's parents already believe in Myron's change. They decided to send Myron back to the city. But when Myron's parents saw the warehouse, they were surprised to see a pile of dirt in the room. They also found a big hole in Myron's room that led directly to Florence's house. When Myron's parents wanted to scold Myron, apparently Myron had left there with Florence. They were lied to by Myron. They thought Myron had changed, but apparently he did something his parents never thought of. Now Myron and Florence are free to do whatever they want. And the film ends.